begins another episode of the Inspired Disorder Podcast. With our hosts, Ray Taylor and Keith Spurlock. Disorder starts now.
Bam. Almost forgot to turn the mics back
Bam.
on. Bam. We are
Bam.
back. 2 weeks since the last podcast. I think it's been, no, it's a little more than 2 weeks. I don't know. Seems like
Like a
fucking
month.
forever, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We were in LA. Well, Jill and I were, and along with some other people. Keith, sadly, was
In Ohio.
still in the same chair, never left. So sad, so sad. But
Yeah.
So we were up in LA. Met. It was like Real World meets Deathsquad without
Exactly.
as
That's
much
exactly
content.
what it was like.
Yeah. So first time I've only met in person JR and Mike Maxwell. So this was the first time meeting, a group of people, and the first time not only just meeting with them, but it's like, oh hey, you're just gonna like live with 5 or 4 of them for a week in LA. So it turned out way better than I could have ever imagined.
Did you
I
guys
think
all
so.
have like a drunken orgy or something? You said it was like the Real World, so I assume that everyone got wasted and then hooked up, and then someone fought someone else.
Almost.
Damn.
JR tried to sleep with Yuck, but Yuck woke up and then was just way too tired to fight. And then, beds had been broken. There was a lot of things going on. Forts were potentially built.
I forgot about the bed getting broken.
Yeah, that was like, so let's go through. We all showed up on a Thursday, or, well, not we all.
Well, not all of us.
Just Jill, Yuck, and myself. I was the last one to show up at Thursday night. Got there. We all fucking hung out till like 3 a.m. Fucking laughing and just telling stories and discussing a lot of like, inside baseball, undercover on the DL shit. A lot of fun. Fun stuff.
It was a lot of fun. I think that if we were not responsible adults, we probably would have stayed up all night long. But
Well, we
we
stayed up till
pretended
3.
to be responsible.
It was 3 o'clock when we went to sleep the first night. So, compared to the other nights,
I think that was the earliest we went
Yeah.
to sleep the whole time, actually.
Yeah, Yuck mentioned at one point that we were all acting like we were still in our 20s, and I laughed at first, and then I realized that he was right, because it fucking just nonstop the whole time. It was like there were 2 days where just fucking the last day on Tuesday and then on Sunday, just fucking out of it, man. But yeah, so then Friday we had the ice house, and that's also Edie showed up. Edie B showed up that day, and Dogga showed up. So we all kind of then it was the marathon night where we stayed up till like 6 a.m, fucking flipping lap pillows and all that shit.
Our bed's broken.
Yeah. Bed's broken. Had to repair bed. Then Gareth came over to hang out for a little bit before Yuck had to go pick up Dog, which was really fucking cool.
I forgot about that.
He showed up just as I was finishing screwing in that little board on the bed, fixing the bed. We just fixed the bed, and then Gareth showed up, and then you and Edie bounced out to go hang out, go meet up with somebody.
David Seaman.
Yeah. And then Gareth hung out for a while, and then Yuck left to go pick up Dogs, and I kind of just hung out at the house, at the little condo. That condo is
Well,
sweet.
we came back and hung. But maybe we should explain that the bed was not broken by any naked people.
No.
We should probably explain that.
There
that
was a man
it
and a
was
woman.
Just some excitement. Yes, there
There
was
was-
a man and a woman.
They're both in the bed. All clothes were on. But yeah, it wasn't. No sexual stuff was going on. The bed just could not. Those are old beds.
Handle
Old
all the excitement.
Yeah, old wooden fucking beds for, old people or something like that. But yeah, it's great stuff, Keith. I'm glad you got a lot of questions.
It's a lot
going
less
on.
fun of a story when we tell people that sex wasn't being had there.
Oh, that too. It's kind of weird recording this at 12:30 for me, and I just woke up like an hour ago. So
I've been up since like 6:30 this morning. I went to the gym.
you guys are weird, man.
As a responsible
I'm still catching up.
adult, I'm trying to pretend to be one of those.
I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep from that vacation. So anyway.
Really?
Yeah. So, Ice House. We went to the Ice House that Friday. After the bed was fixed, after Yuck picked up Dogga and took him like 3 hours to drive back because of all the fucking traffic.
I hope those boys learned their lesson.
Yeah.
I had to tell Yuck and Dogs, no more flying into Orange County. You have to fly into Burbank or LAX or Long Beach, but you're not allowed to fly in anywhere else. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So everybody finally showed up. We went to the Ice House, met up with a bunch of more Deathsquad people, Water Boxer, Texas Diabetes, Heidi, Bullets and Bricks and Bullets. Who else?
Roy
Huh?
Dizzle.
Oh yeah, Roy Dizzle. Was Deathsquad Toronto at that show, or did he just?
Yeah, Deathsquad Toronto was there. Deathsquad Toronto was there, but it was just kind of like a happenstance that he is actually working in LA right now, and so he saw we were all going to be there, so he went.
That's cool. Yeah, he was a cool dude. Because he was there at the Comedy Store. But we went Ice House, saw a bunch of comedians. I don't remember all of them, but it was a fun night. Dean Del Rey, one of the comedians that stood out. Sarah Tiana was really good. I've seen her before. I saw her in San Diego. There's a lot of female comics on the like three or four of them on that lineup.
Yeah, there was.
Good.
There was. It was a really good lineup that night.
Yeah, and there was a person in the audience who had taken an edible, and was also sitting at the front, front of the stage, like one of the only people sitting right. It's a small room. First off, it was the stage 2 of the Ice House, which is kind of a narrow, like a not very deep room, just maybe three rows of chairs seating, kind of, and then like kind of long. But he was sitting like right up at the front and center. So, and he was gone. Like he was like hands between his legs, just like huge smile on his face every time. Like he just like he's gonna just blast off through the ceiling every joke. But that
his name may or not start and end with Texas Diabetes.
It may or not, yeah, may or may not have been that. It may or may not have been a Bang Bar that was his rocket fuel.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun, man.
Watching him by the end of the show when Red Band's set was on was almost as funny as watching Red Band.
Yeah.
Because his head...
I was staring at him for most of the show, just watching his reaction to everything. Especially they were focused on him for a lot of the comics were focusing on him throughout their set. It's really funny. Really funny stuff. But yeah, we got to meet a bunch of people. It was kind of weird meeting people in person. I don't know. Like nobody's like what I thought, not in a bad way. It's just, apparently I'm not psychic.
It is definitely, it's definitely different. I wish Keith could have come.
Yeah, man.
It would have been crazy.
I wish I didn't
we
live.
would have had we definitely would have had a puck in the house if Keith would have came.
Puck.
I just messed with you. I love you, Keith. But it would have been fun, and it definitely was different. It's especially like because I got there first to the house, and then Yuck got there after me, and it was very like he said, it was like we all jumped into living together. So meeting everybody and living with them was really strange and awesome. Yeah. And meeting everybody that you talk to on Twitter is like very surreal. It's very surreal. Like I walked out into the bar area in the middle of one of the sets, and Deathsquad Toronto just came up to me, and I didn't recognize him, unfortunately. And he was like, "Jill," and I was like,
Yes.
hello.
And you are?
He
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm Deathsquad Toronto. And I was like, oh, okay. But it was like very weird to like recognize people on the street that you usually only recognize by Twitter, Abby's and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird having people recognize you and you don't know who they are. You're like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? It's like, I'm like, oh, Ray, how you doing, man? It's like, oh, hey, you are? What's your Twitter name? Like, let me see. Like, have we talked before? There was one guy there that I think he was just new to Twitter, so I didn't know. I was like, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? What are you on Twitter? It's like, we follow each other? Like, let me look you up right now. But
I did a lot of that while we were there. A lot of, let me look you up on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I follow you now. We're friends.
Yeah, well, we met a
Yeah,
lot.
I got to do that stuff a couple years ago. You guys are just now getting to that.
Yeah, yeah.
You just
Ohio's
need to
way
stop
ahead of the
next time,
game.
Keith.
Ohio.
You need to start saving up your money now so that when they announce that they're going to do, I don't know, pretend money, Monopoly money, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
when
they announce,
thanks.
You need to start saving that receptionist money.
I have a feeling that they are going to do an annual, like, End of the World at Ice House. And
well, the last time the End of the World was not at the Ice House. It was
it was at a theater. I went to that.
Yeah, sorry.
The Wilbur Wiltern, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be. I mean,
they're gonna do it. They should do it annually. It makes sense to do it annually. And when they announce it, I will be buying my ticket to LA.
Well, I don't know why. Why would it make sense? The End of the World was only 2012. There's no more. Is there another one that's scheduled to come up again?
No, it just well, Joey talked about doing it annually. It just makes them. It makes sense for them to do an annual show in my eyes.
I don't think they would have to do it.
Since they've already done one great big show, it just makes sense to repeat it at the same time of year, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
December's kind of a tough. I don't know. It was a good show. It'd be cool if they do it. I mean, that was Joey Diaz and Doug Stanhope. Doug Stanhope's new specials on Netflix. I watched that last night. Which was a lot of
beer hall putsch.
Yeah. A lot of that was what he did at that show, at that End of the World show. It was really good stuff. I love the fucking suit. Did you watch that, Keith?
Yeah, I watched it the day it came out on Netflix.
Yeah, that suit is pretty sweet, man. That he wears. He always wears. It seems like that's like his outfit, right? Currently, it seems like, or similar. I don't know. Let's talk about Doug Stanhope's wardrobe, guys. What do you think about Doug Stanhope's
Let's do
wardrobe?
it.
So
as
Ice
long
House.
as he's wearing pants.
Yeah. Well, you know, pants are optional as always on the Inspired Sword podcast. So Ice House is really cool. Waterboxer, talk to him a lot. That guy's got some energy, man. Like if you
Waterboxer has got the most positive energy.
Oh,
probably out of anyone I've ever met. I mean, that man just like spews good karma.
Yeah. But talk to him a lot that night. Interesting fucker. But so Ice House, cool stuff. Then we went home, and then like that was the 6 a.m. We were up till 6 a.m. because everybody kind of showed up, and then we had to go to the Ice House, so we didn't really get that much time to hang out, really. So that was kind of our super late hangout because we weren't even at the Ice House for very long. We left.
No, we weren't
a
really.
little bit after the show was over, but then Saturday was the Comedy Store, which that was an early night as well.
Yeah.
But we went and saw another bunch of fucking comics. Dean Del Rey was there again, I think. Or no, he wasn't. Oh, Daniel Tosh showed up though. Just we were watching.
He did, yeah.
They were doing like the whole handoff, the tag team thing. Each comic was bringing the next one up, and there was a guy up. I forget who was up on stage. And he's like, oh, we got somebody stopping in. And the DJ hands him the note. It's like, oh, okay, you guys might know this guy from TV, Daniel Tosh. So we went up and did like 15 minutes. Fucking crazy. And then a bunch
I
of
missed all of that. That's the crazy part, is I missed...
Me and Edie were the only two that stayed in the showroom the whole time. Everybody else was like getting up and leaving, going. Everybody else was chit-chatting outside. I mean, we showed up early, and so we had already started talking to people. Was that we got a tour of the Comedy Store.
Oh my god!
Sarah Tiana.
Why didn't we start this story?
Well,
with Sarah took us on a tour of the Comedy Store.
Yeah, so that Saturday we showed up early to the Comedy Store, had a few drinks at the bar, and Sarah Tiana, we were talking to her, and then all of a sudden she just asked if we wanted a tour of the Comedy Store. So took us. That place is fucking crazy. It's like a big building. I mean, it used to be Ciro's nightclub, so owned by gangsters, but it was like this huge building that was like kind of sectioned off into 3 separate stages. So it's like a maze when you walk through there, and there's all kinds of like hidden peek holes and hallways and all kinds of shit. Fucking crazy. Like you get lost just walking down a hallway in there. But fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
And the green room in there, like it just killer. Like the wallpaper's peeling off the walls, but it's wallpaper from like the 50s, and everything, like even the furniture hasn't changed, and everything's so, it's like creepy and strange, but really, really cool.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool of her to take, especially because it wasn't just 1 or 2 of us. It was 5 of us, like little ducks in a row following Sarah Tiana around, like through the kitchen. She took us through all the employee entrances and everything. So like back where people never really get to see. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I really appreciate her for that.
And it's located in like a really weird spot. Like they draw the city lines through the building. So like one part of the building has a different tax than the other part of the building. Like it's really fucking weird. But what else? It was something else I was going to mention about that. Fuck. Oh, the belly room. How the belly room. I think comedians have mentioned it before. How it used to be like they used to perform abortions in the belly room, and then they converted it, supposedly did abortions in that room. Then they, redesigned it or whatever, reopened it as another stage room, and that was the stage where that's like the only stage women could perform. So it's kind of a weird, like, hey, this used to be the room where women would get abortions, and now this is where you can perform and try and be funny. But that's the room where they filmed Kill Tony and the Ding Dong Show. Cool room, small, has like a little balcony on the side, and then mirrors on the other side to make it look a little bit bigger, but it's fucking cool little room, man.
It's tiny.
Dude, Keith, you need to move to LA. You got to go to the Comedy Store, cuz that's just like a fun fucking place to hang out. Like just the bar area in the front. I'm
not kidding you.
It's like it's open, so it's like, and you see the crazy people just walking down the streets, which there was a crazy person on Monday, and we'll get to that. But it's like just a fucking cool, like seriously cool place to hang out. Like that's on Monday. Most of what we did was hang out. So just outside in the parking lot or in the little bar area, it's fucking insane. And then just the stage areas are fucking crazy too. And it's like,
really crazy to me. I think Keith would love it the most, just because like when you're standing out front, because for people who haven't been there. It was my first time, but like the bar is right in front of one of the entrances, and then it also like there's a hallway that like wraps around the side and goes around the back to where you go through to the belly room. And so you're just standing there having a drink, and you look over and there's, Bobby Lee just, getting a drink from the bar and checking the game on TV, or like on Saturday night. Yeah, Chris D'Elia's just, hanging out, standing there, and Red Band walks around, and, Tony Hinchcliffe and Sarah Tiana, and everybody's just like walking around, really chill. It's really cool. And that in the parking lot is like amazing too. But I don't think I think it's funny because they don't stop you from going out to the parking lot. There's no security. They don't stop you from going to the parking lot. But I think that like if you don't know the comedians, or if you're not a regular there, like most people don't walk back there.
I don't think you're supposed to be back there, but like you said, there's no. All the comics have said it too. There's no security there.
No, yeah, and the way it's set up, it's not like it's hard. It's just there's like a little half wall, this like corridor that swings around to the back entrances of the thing, and then there's just like an opening out to the parking lot. So, I'm sure it's more regular, but I think our experience, especially on Monday in the parking lot, is not like a regular. Because it was like, I mean, everybody. It was a huge just circle of people, just talking and fucking hanging out. So.
Because that's what you usually do when you circle up outside, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just hang out, man. But
just having a casual conversation in this circle.
Yeah. Yep. With
make sure everyone's arms reach away.
Exactly. Well, it's
in case we want to pass around this conversation.
Proper etiquette. Absolutely. You just got to get this conversation lit and just pass the conversation around. And it's going to be enjoyable. But
should share that conversation with everybody.
Yeah, because the conversations are meant to be shared.
Sharing is caring, and it means a lot when you share a conversation with somebody. It could brighten their day. It can make them feel better about themselves. It can make them enjoy their time, whatever they're doing, a lot more. So conversations are great. There's a lot of conversations going on.
Fun.
There was conversations.
There was a lot of conversations.
There were more conversations going on than I've ever conversated in my entire life. And it takes a lot out of you when you're having conversations and you haven't gotten a lot of sleep. The conversations hit you quite a bit harder than you would normally think. But
I wish I could share this conversation.
It was really interesting
with you.
watching you. Yeah. It was really interesting watching them have these conversations, Keith. I think that you would have enjoyed it.
We're very entertaining. Fucking Dogga is the most entertaining motherfucker. Like, you put that guy...
Is he not?
So,
no, I would have to say Ray.
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
At Ray Taylor is one of the most funniest... You're one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
Well,
I loved... That's the one thing I loved about like living with everybody is that I got to get the real Ray experience, the not recording, not worrying about levels and sound checks and everything. I got the Ray that just woke up and doesn't want anybody to fuck with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's like first off, this show is the show. Like, I can't. First off. I don't know. This isn't Indie Corner. Indie Corner is that kind of show. I could do that on Indie Corner, but I'm not going to get Daniel Bolelli on here and be drunk and talking about how shitting in a hole feels good in my butthole. I'll let Keith. That. Yeah, Keith will do that. But it's like it's fun, man. It's like we were acting like we were in our 20s, man. Having great conversations, getting drunk, kind of stuff. Keith. Sniffing his pussy.
Oh my god, I see Keith's pussy.
Yeah. But anyway, so Sunday, everybody's pretty fucking out of it.
Sunday, y'all bitched out on me.
I was fucking so tired. Like, just going, I went with Gareth and, I went with Dogga and Yuck over to some, I don't even know what place it was, some house, some fucking amazing house, that Gareth was there with a bunch of other people at some football party thing to watch the Packers because they're a bunch of cheeseheads. But fucking, I was so out of it, like that whole, like just sitting on the couch, I was just out, gone. I was just exhausted. That was like the first night where we're like, okay, everybody, we all decided it's like we need to try and get to sleep early. And, so we're fresh for Kill Tony the next day. So I think we went to sleep at like 1 in the morning or something like that. But it's fucking Sunday.
Well,
hilarious.
I took Edie back to the airport. I took Edie home.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And
we had to say bye to Edie.
You went to
and then I went and came and watched the game with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Which, watching football, listening to Gareth, who is, super cheesehead Packers fan from Wisconsin, and then you have Dogga Baby, same thing, super thick Wisconsin accent, can talk about anything, any situation, just always funny. Both of those guys, fucking hilarious guys individually. You put those two together watching a Packers game, holy shit. I know so many times I was in pain of laughter just listening. It was like I couldn't even pay attention to the fucking football game. Just watching them go back and forth was the most hilarious thing ever. That was like one of those moments where I'm like, this is like, I was just took a step back. It's like, this is the most insane thing that I've experienced in my entire life. Like, this is the funniest, like, experience ever. And then there was a bunch of other people there too. No idea who they were, but they're, you know, everybody was funny. I'm assuming, like,
I
some were
recognized
actors
that
and
one
stuff.
guy from commercials.
Yeah.
They were all actors.
Yeah. So, funny stuff, man. That house was sweet. But that was kind of it was like the uneventful day. You went and saw Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe at Brea, right?
I did. I drove down to Brea and I saw Tony and Joe. And I met some amazing people. I met this couple that was on a 3-month holiday from Australia, and they were basically just following UFC and Rogan around America.
That's crazy, man.
And they were pretty fucking cool.
Something about them.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Really?
Or something?
There was like a little one of the Deathsquad somethings posted something about them like touring around following Rogan.
That's cool, man.
Well, if anybody that listens to this knows who they are, tweet at me, because they're coming through Seattle pretty soon. And like, I think next month they're coming through Seattle, and I would love to buy them another drink.
Awesome.
So it was a lot of fun though. Tony was hilarious, and I was lucky enough that he didn't spot me in the crowd because he knew I was there, and he was picking on a guy like 3 seats down from me for having his sunglasses with him. He wasn't even wearing them. He just had them with him, and he like gave that guy a really hard time, and I had my sunglasses on my head, and I like shrunk down in my chair. I was like, don't let Tony see me and pick on me. I don't want to hear Tony pick on me.
Had you seen Tony before that? Or was that the first
I had
time?
not.
Okay.
No, I mean, well, I saw him. I mean, obviously I saw him Saturday night at Comedy Store, but I mean, I just like talked to him, saw him. I didn't like see him perform.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
So that was my first time seeing Tony. That was my 4th time seeing Rogan this year.
Yeah, that's one of the, I mean, aside from just being completely exhausted, like I've seen Rogan and I've seen Tony. Like I've probably seen the sets they did, or a lot of it. So, you know,
I guarantee you have, because I think Rogan maybe did one part of a bit differently / new.
Yeah.
So I definitely had heard all of Rogan's stuff before. I just kind of wish that Yuck and Doggo weren't so tired, because I know Dogs hasn't seen Rogan, but I don't know if Yuck has. It would have been nice for them, because I mean, I could have just got him in and it would have been fun, but y'all are lazy little boys.
No,
and
we weren't lazy. We were exhausted.
I slammed a 5-hour energy and a Monster and drove down to Brea and went and saw comedians.
Listen, we were exhausted because we had a lot of conversations. We had been conversating a lot.
You guys had a lot more
conversations. And then we were
conversations.
also drinking, which you didn't really drink at all during the trip. Maybe had a few
not until
drinks.
Monday.
No, not until Monday. So, like we were pretty fucking we were done, man. So, I was along for the ride. Everybody else I was whatever they wanted to do, since, you know, like Jill, I don't know if you've ever been to LA, but it was, you know, you're doing a lot of stuff that you hadn't done before, and then they were coming down, you know, trying to get a lot of stuff done they hadn't done before. So it was like, I'm just going to float around and see what, I had no preconceived like plans of what I was going to do except for, you know, watch comedy, hang out, have fun. So I accomplished my goals. But
Sunday night, I think you're leaving a little bit out, because
what'd I miss?
if anyone were to pay attention to our Vines or Instagram, you would know that while the female of the house is away, the boys took it upon themselves to do crazy things.
Was that Sunday?
Like, that was
jungle
Sunday.
music
That was Sunday, because when I came back, you were like, Jill, look at this video. I took a dog.
Oh yeah. There was some. It was kind of a weird thing, you know. Girls around, everybody keeps their clothes on. Everything is, you know, very clean, very, you know, very normal, very conservative, you know, just regular. As soon as the girls are gone, you know, we start taking clothes off, dancing around. I mean, we were listening. We started just listening to like African drum beats on Spotify. when you're listening to African drum beats on Spotify and having, great conversations, sometimes that leads to people getting naked, or not completely naked, but, way more naked than they had previously been, and doing some dancing. And, we couldn't release everything that transpired that night. There's some content that couldn't be given away to the public. So it was fun, though.
I love it because when we went to dinner on Saturday, and Edie and I were talking, and I said, what am I going to do when you leave and I'm the only girl and all the boys are going to pick on me? And she looked at me and she was like, they're not going to pick on you. You're not a girl. You're one of the guys. I'm glad to know that I'm at least a girl enough that you boys feel the need to keep your clothes on while around me.
Well, if by by those terms, like, they would be more boys if they took their clothes off when you were around.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah,
Keith?
They're all gay. Keith, they are. When you come around, you better watch your butthole.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm doing my kegels right now.
There you go. See,
Shit's
Keith is
tight.
preparing.
Nothing's getting through.
Shit's tight.
There you go.
That's how dogs likes it.
There you go.
Shit's tight, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say that to dogs. He might just have to go down to Ohio to test it out for himself.
Yeah. Dude, those
Well,
guys.
just as
You
long
never
as
know.
he catches
You
one
never
of my
know
shows.
with those boys.
As long as they catch one of
As
my
long as he
shows,
catches
pay to
one.
get in.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Deal, done. I'll contact Yuck and Dogger right now and I'll let him know. And as long as they catch one of your shows, your butthole's theirs.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I even let him stay at my house.
I'm sure they would have assumed that was going to happen. I mean, come on. Can't get the butthole without the bed.
Oh, you can. What do you think hotel rooms are
I was
for?
gonna say,
There's still a bed, right? I don't know.
But not
don't
a
be
bed
careful
in my
not to
house.
break it.
Yeah, you just got to watch out not to break it. You got to. Well, I think beds just, they don't like people doing shit on them.
Jumping
with
on them?
clothes. Yeah, you need to be naked. You can't be doing that. Beds are very picky with who's fucking with them. Like, you can't fuck with me without clothes off. Only. I don't know.
You have your clothes on, that's it.
Yeah. Like, two people with clothes on. Mormons.
That bed had rules, all right?
Yeah.
And you broke them.
jeez, It did, yeah. Snapped them. Like,
It was a twin size bed too. That's
yeah.
definitely, if you're in a twin size bed, you're supposed to have your clothes off, I guess.
Yeah, and along
were
with
you gonna
all
say,
the partying and stuff like that, one of the other reasons why there was a lot of lack of sleep, at least for Daga and Yuck, was when I'm exhausted, and Jill, I snore, and I snored really loud apparently, and for a long time.
You weren't that bad.
Okay.
You were really, to Yuck, you were really bad. But the reason why me and Dogs didn't get any sleep was a certain little blonde, little beautiful blonde girl named at EDB's who does not like it when I sleep.
Yeah, there was a lot of not sleeping going on. But all
There definitely
clothed.
was. A lot
all
not
clothed.
sleeping.
We only got naked when the girls left. But
Well,
anyway, so yeah, part of that was me snoring. Which,
you did snore really loud though, but I mean,
at least
I
for
could
Yuck.
sleep
Yuck and I
through it.
shared
I
a
was on the
bedroom.
other side.
Bed.
Yeah, Yuck at one
Bedroom.
point came out. One night he came out to the living room and I was sitting on the floor.
All over the place.
Probably more than once. He came out to the living room and I was sitting on the floor and he walked up behind me and he put his hands around my throat and he was like, "I'm going to choke Ray Taylor."
Yeah.
And I was like, don't choke him to death.
I mean,
That's a rape choke.
I could have, I could have changed rooms. I don't know. The sleeping situation could have changed. I was prepared. I thought I was going to, I didn't know who was all staying at the place that we were at. So I was prepared to sleep on the floor. I brought my shit. But Dogs was in the living room on the couch. I shared a bedroom with Yuck. We both had twin beds. And there was the main bedroom with the girls. It's like a king bed or something like that. But
It was
nice
a queen
place, man.
bed.
Queen.
Edie and I shared.
It was a nice place, little duplex. There was downstairs was the kitchen, little dining area, and then upstairs the bedrooms, living room, bathroom. Only one bathroom. That I thought was going to turn into an issue that I don't think there was an issue. It's like that was the one time.
It never was. It was never an issue.
My guts were like the most regular they've ever been in fucking forever. It's like the most astounding thing. I'm like, this is not going to be good. One bathroom. People are going to be angry at me. But, you know, my shit was straight. So I didn't have really surprising. Like I was like, man, I'm going to have to shit at the Comedy Store or something like that. No, didn't. I was perfectly fine. The whole is really, really strange. Like that was the one thing that like didn't have any issues.
That was
partying.
The one really strange thing about the weekend was that Ray didn't shit all over the place.
For me, considering like the eating schedules, sleeping schedules, diet, like just changing my diet up, drinking every night, you know, all that stuff. Like I was assuming that was gonna. I mean, generally it's the smallest things fucking wreck me. But for whatever reason, that for me, that was like the craziest thing, that my shit didn't like ruin the vacation. Could have.
We'll put that down under the pros.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pros
That's
versus
a pro.
Cons.
It's
Pros.
like, no shit
Ray's
issues.
Shit didn't ruin everybody's vacation.
Exactly. It could have. It could have easily just been horrible.
And he's had a history of shitting in sinks, so things could have got weird.
That's true. I mean, one bathroom. If there was an emergency, that downstairs kitchen sink may have looked slightly dirtier than it was. Those dishes would have been even dirtier. Oh, that would have been nasty.
It's terrible. It was. I do have to say that was one of my concerns. I think that was one of everybody's concerns, was that it was 5 people. 5? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 of us.
Yep.
In one bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
2 girls, 3
dudes.
I think we did pretty well, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
I did everybody's laundry while we were there, except for Ray, because every time I'd say, Ray, do you want me to wash your clothes? He'd say, no.
I packed clothes, and then I did laundry when I got home.
No, well, I washed everybody else's clothes. I washed mine and Yuck's and Dog's clothes while we were in town. I played mom. I played the matriarch of the house to everybody.
Yep.
Dog.
I'd hate to have to look after those fuckers.
You know what? Honest to God, if you were like, you have to pick 4 people that are not in your family to live with and take care of, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. If you were like, you have to do it for a month, I'd do it all over again.
There was like zero.
It was really
drama,
good. There was no fighting.
Yeah. I think towards the end, there was like, I know I was on Tuesday. I was fucking exhausted. I know Yuck was exhausted. Everybody was fucking exhausted. So, I think there was a few, tensions. Maybe I don't know, not against each other, but I just think in general people were a little bit more crankier. But
I wasn't there Tuesday, so I missed out on all that.
Oh yeah, that's right. JR and Deathsquad Arizona came out on Monday. So then they came over Tuesday and we recorded it. Like, we brought so much equipment, but there was a few power cables that were missed, so we didn't get everything fully hooked up with like headphones and everything till Tuesday. So we recorded a little bit, I think was it Monday? Or maybe it was that Sunday we recorded a little bit.
Well, Yuck like turned on the microphones and stuff like randomly when we would get back from at night. When we get back, he'd just be like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Turn everything on, and then we'd forget like after 3 hours that it was still recording.
Yeah. No, it was fun though. But Monday JR showed up and woke Yuck up. I don't know if they posted that video or not, but he took a video when he showed up, took his shirt off and crawled into bed with Yuck. I don't know if he put the video up. We'll have to tweet at JR Steiner to see if he put that up yet. That will be interesting because I haven't seen it. But it was really funny when he's really, really tall. Like, I just he's a
did
tall black
not expect that.
Yeah, with a polka dot tattoo shirt.
He's a big man. Yeah. And I was like, whoa. And then he was like, I'm going to go get in bed with Yuck. And I was like, okay, have fun. Yeah. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it was funny. So yeah, they came. He showed up with Deathsquad Arizona. cool fucking dude as well. Getting to meet
There was some delivery services that were taken advantage of in LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, those showed up while we were all together. That was fun. It was a fun afternoon with everybody in the house and all the crazy pictures on the couch.
Yeah, we were all still waking up. I mean, it was like 1 in the afternoon or something like that. But it always took us till like 4 to fully wake up, and then we'd go out and do something. But Monday we had Kill Tony and the Ding Dong Show, so we were going back to the Comedy Store. We all met up there. I don't know what time we showed up, but it was, still light out. We hung out for a while.
Kill Tony's at 8. Yeah. We got there at around 7 because we did the Uber. We did an Uber car.
Which was cool. We took an Uber there and we took an Uber back. It was cool. Nice.
It was.
Nice, way easier than having to somebody drive so everybody could, have fun and get fucked up, which we all did in one way or another. But yeah, and then we met up with fucking everybody pretty much. Like Vicky Pezza, Lenny was there, Tony Hinchcliffe we hung out with, PDC towards the end. Apparently P-Tech apparently follows me. And knew me.
He follows you, but he doesn't follow me. I should yell at him.
He like cyberstalked me, I guess, but cool guy. Got to meet him. Got to meet fuck, I don't even.
We met
a ton of fucking people.
Pete, though. We met Pete on Saturday night too.
I didn't meet that. I didn't meet him till Monday.
Okay, well, I saw him on Saturday night, and then he was with Tony on Sunday night, and I recognized him, but like he did not remember meeting me on late Saturday night, and so I kind of threw him off, and I just started talking to him, and then I had to explain to him that we had met, and he was like, "Oh shit, sorry."
Yeah, Saturday I was actually watching the comedy. Everybody else was like outside talking, so I didn't meet that many people on Saturday, but on Monday you did. Went and saw live Tony Kill Tony, which
was amazing.
One of the funniest fucking episodes, primarily because of the Comic Patriot or the Iron Patriot.
Oh, Iron
fucking hilarious.
Patriot? I love him. I love him so much. Yeah. He made me laugh. He's so like deadpan that like. I
don't think he realizes that shit he says.
Yeah, funny. I've watched a lot of those episodes, and he is the most unintentionally funny person. Like, I really don't think he's trying to be funny 90% of the time.
No,
but he's just so socially awkward.
Yep.
But under a mask, he can his awkwardness. He's not scared to talk.
It works perfect wearing an Iron Patriot costume. It's like, and Tony and Red Band, just bounce off of that so well too. So they can really highlight how inappropriate everything he says is.
Who was the guest on the one you were at?
It was 2 guys. One of they both played Saturday night. I don't remember their names though. But they had both done a set the previous Saturday. We were at the Comedy Store.
The one guy was Fahim Anwar, who I guess this is news break now, is going to be our newest hashtag shows / Deathsquad.tv calendar comedian being added to the calendar.
Nice.
Fahim Anwar. And the other guy,
he was fucking hilarious.
Really bad. I can't.
They're both.
God damn it.
Both hilarious, but I had remembered. The other guy. The other day was a black dude. I can't remember his name, but he played the night before on Saturday night or whatever. Fucking hilarious. His jokes, but
he was really
that
good.
episode was way more about the Comic Patriot. Like it didn't seem like they'd gotten that many comics up. There were some weird fucking comics too that went up. JR went up on stage a couple times. He had made some crazy Kill Tony shirts.
Oh yeah, I need him to send me one. That bastard.
I know. I want one too. I don't know if he.
I've seen those shirts with the Iron Patriot and it says "Kill Tony."
Yeah. So
yep.
He's doing the merch for Tony Hinchcliffe. So he went up and I had some fucking cool stickers too, the Golden Pony stickers. But yeah, JR, and he put his name in the bucket. He actually performed his minute. Were you there for that, Jill, or was that on Tuesday? That may have been on Tuesday. I think
I was gonna say that must have been on Tuesday because I went and asked Tony and Redband if we could put. No, I didn't ask Redband. I went and asked Tony if we could put JR's name in the bucket, and he said that it was too late for Monday night, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, no. So yeah, he did it in the living room at the condo that we were, or the
did he?
Duplex we were at. He did his minute. It's pretty funny. But when he went on stage, he didn't seem nervous. I didn't know he used to use like beatboxes. He used to do that, do these battle things in New York with a DJ where he would beatbox stuff, and then the DJ would do something, and then he would they would I don't know. They did so. He's has stage. He's comfortable being on stage, and it totally came through. And then his his minute would have been not nearly as good as Keith Spurlock 1's minute would have been, I'm sure, but.
Who knows?
Yeah, we weren't able to put your name in the bucket either because I really wanted to try and get you blacklisted from the Comedy Store. That didn't pan out, mainly because didn't even think about it. Too busy having fun hanging out before and after and during the show. But that was a fucking hilarious episode. And then we pretty much went outside. Those two girls
at the end.
Oh yeah, Sarah
Kim
Dresses.
And Sarah.
Yeah. Kim Condon.
Sarah Mustajabi.
Yep.
At Sarah Dresses on Twitter. I love her. Both of those girls, I hung out with them in the parking lot afterwards, and I just had the most fun. They were really good, and they were really humble about being offered this opportunity every week to go up there.
Well, they were super stoked at just seeing the community, the Deathsquad community there. They were like, "This is fucking awesome!" They saw that there's a community of people that actually watch us, so they were super stoked. I didn't really talk to Kim, but I talked to Sarah throughout the night. She's super adorable, man. I don't know, but it's fun stuff. We mostly hung out. At one point, Yuck and I kind of needed a break from everything, and we went back into the belly room to watch the Ding Dong Show, which just the show being in there completely had a different feeling. Being in that room was we were in a completely different room, super dark. I'd seen the Ding Dong Show guys on other podcasts, and I think I've maybe listened to one of their episodes. Not super familiar with it, but I know it's kind of it's more of a darker tone, kind of crazier show. So we went in there for a while. Apparently, we left too early because there was this crazy dude that was just around the whole night.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And he was in. JR took a vine of kind of the end of the drama, or towards he didn't really get the craziness of it, but this guy was just talking shit. Apparently, I wonder if it's going to be in the episode. I would assume it would stay in there.
Probably.
So, in a month when that comes out, everybody. I know I'll watch it, but I guess Don Bears had to call. He went out the back exit and was calling to get other people to help get this fucker out of the room because he was just talking shit.
I think that I was downstairs when he did that. I was right at the bottom of the stairs in the parking lot because he came out and he got really. I was drunk. But he got really angry with somebody and was like, "You need to come up here, blah, 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 blah." Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I was busy. I think at that time I was talking to Jessica Bogart and her husband, Jason. I drank a lot.
That was a really crazy fun night. That's there's 300 things going on at the same time at that place. You can just walk around and you're instantly in something that's going to be either it's a conversation or a show or just craziness that's happening. But
it definitely was. It definitely was crazy.
Yeah. But getting to meet Vicky was fucking awesome. And Lenny, getting to talk to them was really cool. We met up with fucking the Teeb showed up. And I was, I was like, man, thanks for coming on the show. I don't know if you remember coming on, but you were here on a cell phone. You were about to do a set. He's like, yeah, see that dumpster up there? That's where I took the piss. It's like, oh, awesome. Awesome, man. No, so he's fucking cool.
The Keeb is like a super, super sweet guy.
Dude, that guy's tall, man. I didn't realize how tall he was until meeting him. I realized
how tall he was because he's so, I don't know, he's very long and lean, and he was really awesome. And then who else did we get to meet?
I got to talk to Tony for a little bit outside.
Who did I meet? That one guy. What was his name? Steve.
Steve Renazizi?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Steve
you
don't know who Steve Renazizi is?
Yeah, from the League.
I can't say his name, but I know who he is, and I
love the League.
Well, because Sarah introduced me to him, and we sat there and talked on Saturday night. Is when I met him there, and then he came over and gave Red Band shit and was like, "I didn't know you had employees." And Brian was like, "What are you talking about?" And Steve looked at me and was like, "This girl," and I was like, "You've got jokes," because he does not fucking pay me. And he was really funny. He's a really nice guy. I didn't get to meet Chris D'Elia or Bobby Lee or anything though, because I was not gonna go mob them.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's just the fact that we listen to all these shows, we know a lot of the people. We've heard them talk about the Comedy Store, so it really puts it all in, especially when Rogan always describes it very well when he talks about the Comedy Store, but it's it really puts it all into perspective, them calling it their playhouse, their freaking club, where it's just run, it's just they run it, it's just everything crazy happens there, and it's just fucking cool. Super
Definitely.
Cool fucking place, man. I would be hanging out there all the fucking time if it was in San Diego and not LA. But
yeah, definitely. Oh, that was my first thought when I was coming home was if you told me that I had to be in LA 1 weekend a month, if I just had to go down to LA, I would be at the Comedy Store every night. Yeah. I guarantee it. I do Ice House, and then that's exactly what Red Band did. He left Ice House and immediately went to the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
and I can see it's like a clubhouse. It's like a clubhouse for
Yeah.
comedians, and it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of really nice, very down to earth people there.
Yeah, it's just a fun place just to hang. Just that bar area is just, there's just always kind of crazy shit going on, it seems like. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, Keith. How jealous are you right now, Keith?
I am.
Go.
Are you angry at your life?
Not really.
Okay.
It sounds like an awesome trip. I wish I could have been there, but
next year
it'll happen.
We want to do this thing yearly. I know we had talked about Colorado as being the next Real World Season 2 location. Has to be back in LA.
No, well, I agree, but I think that definitely the five of us, if we could do a vacation weekend or something, I could see us doing Colorado for just fun. But definitely I see LA. I would really like to be able to go to the LA Podfest, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah. I really actually wanted to go to that, and I don't. I'm 99.9% sure, but I think that next year maybe we should all plan on just doing LA Podfest.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be cool. But there's just there's a ton of stuff you can do in LA, but Colorado is probably going to be limited. So unless we get a magical living room like we got in LA, which I don't know what the odds are on finding another vortex of fun. First off, we have to find a place with high quality lap pillows. I'm not going to stay in a fucking place that
really?
One may not even have lap pillows, let alone some cheap fucking
I can't
IKEA.
Listen to you talk like that.
Cheap IKEA bullshit. I need some high quality lap pillows because my lap needs some comfort and I need some lap pillows. So we have to find that. It has to be a prerequisite. We have to send scouts to make sure wherever we go has lap pillows, and they're flippable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The place we got was pretty sick.
Yes.
As I bring that up,
flippable
again,
lap pillows is a requirement.
Yeah. So
The pool wasn't bad either.
pool was cool.
That's pretty nice.
Or, warm. It was
We
pretty.
did go swimming.
The weather was shit. It was super hot and humid when everybody showed up. Luckily, started to cool off towards the end, so it was, just wasn't that horrible. That's one of the reasons why we stayed inside most of the time, stayed at the place. One, we were having a shitload of fun just without having to go into traffic or do anything else, but also avoiding the heat helps too. So,
Oh yeah.
Tuesday was kind
It
of
was fun.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Go
No.
ahead. Tuesday was
No,
what?
you had to leave like early Tuesday. So did you sleep at all Monday?
I did. I came back when we got back from the Comedy Store. Well, I think that maybe we should, before we talk about when I slept, maybe we should talk about the ride home from the Comedy Store.
Okay. So we got an Uber
Because I feel like
back from the
we
Comedy
did.
Store.
Ray actually got our Uber.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray.
Well, that's all right.
But
Yeah, we got a
it was
Uber,
fun.
and the cab driver was blasting music and driving fast, and the louder Yuck and Jill would sing, the louder the music got, and the faster he got. So he clearly
did
wanted
you
us
notice
to
that
get
he
the
had
fuck
like
out.
he had his iPhone out?
Oh yeah, I
It
noticed.
was,
I was sweating.
and it said English.
It said English.
It was like for people who speak English.
Oh, okay.
It was like for us Americans, he played some rap, and of course I had my hand over Yuck's mouth for a good part of that because he would not shut up. Because Ray was in the front with the driver, and it was Yuck and me and Dogs in the back seat, and Yuck was drunk, and he had lots of conversations that night. Like right before he
Yeah.
left, he had lots of conversations,
Yeah.
like very highly potent conversations,
In-depth philosophical
In-depth.
conversation.
There was a lot of
Very
conversations
philosophical.
going on.
I mean, like lots. Like you
Intense.
could not avoid the conversations.
Yeah, good conversations.
And he got in the car, and then it's Yuck, and so of course he's like singing, but he's not singing the words. He's singing Yuck music, and so I had my hand over his mouth, and then we were dancing because the more I danced with him in the back seat, then the quieter he was. So it was me and Yuck dancing in the back seat, and Dogs just kind of putting up with us. And I think I caught Ray doing a little bit of dancing in the front seat.
No, that was me trying to like keep my, I don't know, because I was scared, man. He was driving really fast, and he was staring at his phone the whole time. I was like, I don't know, I just want to survive getting home. But Yuck does not require music of any kind to sing. He just randomly sings his own name a lot. Fucking.
He's the only person I know that like randomly just like shouts out his own name.
Yeah, he's like a walking soundboard that just like just short circuits randomly throughout the day, just like Yucky baby, or I don't know. That's a horrible.
You think it's Tourette's?
If it is, he's got the funniest kinds of Tourette's, because you don't have to
was
worry
gonna say,
about
if
him
it's
offending
Tourette's,
people out in public. He's gonna yell like he's gonna yell his own name or dogga or fuck me in my butthole. One of the things he might. But if it's
really
Yuck
interesting.
Tourette's, it's Yuckerettes. I don't know.
Yuckerette.
Yeah,
His
whatever
Yuckerettes.
that medical term
so
would be.
we did make it home that night after Yuck singing and dancing. And I went to bed. Yes, I went to bed because y'all were in the living room. And I I was like, give me my hugs.
Yeah.
Tell me when I get up.
Didn't you stay up though? Like because I went to crash out at some point. I don't remember when, but and then
No, I went to bed.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get up until
Maybe I just heard you when you got up because you had to get up pretty early. I don't know.
yeah, I had to get up early, and Yuck, you were snoring. No, you were asleep. Trust me.
Okay.
Yuck was awake. I think this might be what you heard because Yuck could not fall asleep. That was the night he strangled me because he wanted to. But I had to get up really early because I had a flight out of Long Beach, and I had to be there by 8:30. So I got up, and of course, me getting up, Yuck woke up because he wasn't asleep yet, and Dogs woke up because Dogs and I are really light sleepers, and so that's why he and I had a really hard time sleeping because Edie would wake me up, and then me and Edie being awake would, and So when I got up Tuesday morning, Yuck got up, and of course, Dogs was already awake. As soon as I opened the door, his eyes opened up. So I got everything packed, and I got ready to go, and Yuck went to bed, and I went to the airport.
Nice.
Oh, I think Dogs went and took my room after I left.
Yeah. Yep, and then Tuesday, everybody was still exhausted because no sleep. But JR and Deathsquad Arizona came over, and we recorded a podcast. We recorded a Get in the Corner podcast, and kind of just hung out for a while. I guess all we did was just hang out until maybe JR had to go. He had a meeting or something I don't know. Tuesday was like the most calm day. All we did was pretty much record and just sit around until I ended up having to go. I ended up leaving that night, but some plans got canceled. So, things got
that was really unfortunate. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I was super jealous of the plans that got canceled.
It's
and
the best.
So when they got canceled, I was like, maybe next time I'll actually be there for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's LA, right? Shit happens. you can't nothing's 100%. Things can always get canceled. So shit got canceled and whatever. It was kind of a weird way to end, that kind of whole week of the trip, but exhausted drive home. I didn't get home till like 12:31 in the morning. So tired. And I don't think Dog and Yuck slept at all because they had an early flight out the next day. And I'm sure
I think they slept. I think they did. I know that I was exhausted. I got like 3.5 hours of sleep probably, and then I drove an hour down to Long Beach, and then I don't fly well, so I took my Dramamine and I took a Klonopin. Mm-hmm. That was not a good idea because I just got on the plane and went and just died on the plane. And I wore my sunglasses and I came home and my girlfriend was here with the kids and I saw her again on Saturday and she was like, "Hey, nice to meet you again nice to see you again when you're awake." And I was like, "Well, I was awake when I saw you." She's like, "Yeah, but you weren't here."
Yeah.
Apparently, I was extremely high off the Klonopin when I got home. And then I slept the whole day. Like I said, I'm a light sleeper, but I laid on the couch and even with both the kids running around the living room, I knocked out for 3 hours in the living room.
Yeah. It's. I'm still, like I said, man. I was catching up on sleep still today. That's why I woke up late. But fucking trying to act like you're in your 20s when you're in your 30s is possible and still a lot of fun. It's just fucking recovery time is way longer now, I don't know how you do it, Keith. I don't know how you do it. It's fucking crazy, man, up in Ohio. I don't know how. First off, I don't know how all you Ohio guys did it. Although you guys just met up for one night. You didn't do a week long.
Yeah, but we did go camping once, which was...
That was over one night, right?
Yeah, but okay. I mean, we really crammed a lot of conversation into one night.
Yeah. Oh, that's every night was it was an experience, man. 7 nights with people you're meeting for the first time, especially when 2 of those people are Dogs and Yuck that are just constantly energetic, even when seriously, how Yuck turns it on. We were doing the podcast on Tuesday, he's exhausted, hasn't slept, feeling like shit probably too, and just he turns it on and he's when he's recording he's Yuck, he's high energy and he's fucking good to go. I can't turn that shit on like that, man. That guy's got. Plus, just watching him, he's literally in the corner on his computer. He closes his eyes. I think he talked about it on the podcast. He's actually closes his eyes when he's freestyling or when he's in it on the podcast. You look and his eyes are closed and he's just talking into the mic. But it's, I guess, when they record, they don't look at each other. Dogs and him don't look at each other when they record, which is weird. It's I have this crazy setup just so we can see each other while we talk. and they're recording in person together and purposely
Right.
looking away because they don't want to see each other while they're going.
We should, next time that we record together, it should be like this. The whole time we should just look not at our computers and not
We'll
look at
all
each other.
start talking over each other. But like that was our problem before we all had video. Is if you get 3 people on there, you can't take facial cues that he wants to say something to the point where everyone just talks, and then everyone stops and goes, "Go ahead." And then everyone starts talking again at the same time, and then most of the podcast is just what?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Definitely.
No, you go.
Yeah, it definitely helps out. Although I still talk over people all the time, so I love to.
Well, that's the only bad thing about Skype is when more than one person talks, it completely cuts out the other person.
Yeah, sometimes it blends well to where it doesn't do that, but yeah, other times it's like fuck, man. But yeah, it's we do what we can do, but and all that shit. So that was the LA trip, man. Fucking, I can't wait for next year or whatever the next meetup is. Couldn't have met and spent time with some of the every potential thing that was like a concern or a worry is like, oh, I don't know, especially the bathroom thing. Like nothing was ever, it was always like the best thing happened. Like nothing bad happened at all aside from like lack of sleep. There wasn't a situation.
It was pretty,
nobody got sick. Well,
or arrested.
Nobody got arrested. Yeah, it wasn't. First off, we're not as crazy. Like we partied and we had fun, but we're not like that kind of crazy party kind of people where we're not doing stuff. Although Yuck did almost knock out Dean Del Rey, but that was totally on accident. He went to. He was really
so funny.
Enthusiastic. He's like, we had seen him a couple times, and we had brought him some shirts. And Yuck was just like super amped, like giving him like, "Yo, what's up, man?" Swung his arm like a big high five, bro. Like grab it. But he like had more reach on his thing, and like was out from the side angle that I was at. He was like inches from hitting Dean Del Rey's face when he's trying to give him this high five. But he's just so amped to see him, and Yuck gets amped. So luckily, Yuck's not a very big dude, so it probably wouldn't have knocked him out, but it wouldn't have been good. It would have been very embarrassing, very funny. I would have laughed my ass off. It's like, holy shit, Yuck needs to tone his shit down, bro. But
yeah, he's simmered down over here, man.
But it was like, I mean, we're all in our 30s, so it's not like we're not the irresponsible party animals that we may have been in our 20s. So at no point was there like a worry of cops being called or anything like that. So
right,
it was a lot of fun. It was like best scenario.
It was a lot of fun.
Case.
And it was I love the fact that like you can't help but pick up, I'm not even call it a Green Bay accent. It's like a Yuck nasty dog baby accent.
Yeah, I constantly
when you spend that much time with them.
Yep. I was picking up their accent and I was stuttering like a motherfucker. Like especially towards the end, listening to Dogga, I could not. I was stuttering. I mean, the conversations in general were also getting me to the place where I was stuttering, but just listening to him, I was just like picking up his accent and the stutter, and it was just ridiculous. Like I could not talk that last day. That's another thing with the podcast when we're recording. It's like couldn't really speak, which happens from time to time on this thing for natural causes, but that was like totally ridiculous. I couldn't, spout out any kind of full sentence without getting stuck on a word. But
it was very strange, and as oh god, milkshakes and cheese curds and lap pillows.
Yeah, EDB was the hashtag queen on what day was
Edie
that?
Was the most fun.
Yeah, she was a lot. We picked on her so much, but it was a good relationship of her saying ridiculous shit that ended up catching on, like hashtag milkshakes, fuck your cheese curds. But we had a lot of fun picking on her, and she didn't get all butthurt over it. She stood her ground and told everybody to go fuck themselves. It was so much fun, man.
Right, yeah, she's totally so much fun, and I love it because, like, with the whole her not letting me sleep, there's that one night when it was Saturday. Oh, it was Comedy Store night. It was Saturday night, and we came back to the house and we put her to bed, and we all hung out in the living room. And then when we all went to bed, I opened the bedroom door like as quietly as possible because I'm like, I'm gonna sneak in here, not gonna wake her up. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I go in the bedroom, and Ray and Yuck were already going to bed, and Dogs was on the couch, and I was turning around in the bedroom, and I hear Edie just like lifts her head up a little tiny bit and goes, "Fuck your cheese curds," and I was like, no, and I like fell to my knees, and Dogs is like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Edie's awake. Edie's awake. Make her go back to sleep."
Yeah.
It was definitely interesting. And we didn't do anything like touristy. That's what killed me. It's like we kept talking about what we were going to do. We were going to go see that, go to that donut place.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to do a lot of stuff, but when we first got there, the heat kind of kept us from doing a lot of stuff. Also, just traffic-wise, we didn't want to have to get stuck in traffic because there were... Like, we were trying to fit in stuff before we had scheduled stuff, like our going to the comedy shows and stuff like that. Those were things that we wanted to do for sure. Those were, in the books. That's where we're going. So we were trying to fit stuff around that and trying to fit a potential traffic situation into that. We ended up not doing. Plus, we were having a shitload of fun just fucking around in the living room.
Right.
So, which is just a fucking weird thing. Like, they flew from everywhere to go to LA and see all these things, and we spend most of the time in the living room, which is fine with me. I mean, I wasn't there to see shit.
It was fun though. I have pictures of the house. I actually took pictures because I was Skyping with Low Animal when I first got there because I was by myself, and I took a nap and I unpacked and everything before Yuck got there, and then I took pictures of the whole house before we destroyed it.
Yeah, I took
so that we'd have memories of it.
Yeah.
But I love it because because Yuck and I had that very small amount of time that it was just him and I there. And when he got in from his flight, he was like, "I'm really hungry." And I was like, "I haven't freaking eaten anything, so let's go get some dinner." And we went to go get something, and we picked up food. He went up there and he ordered his food at the register, and they're like, "Okay, let me get your name." And he was like, "Peter." And I was like, I just stopped and I like looked around and I was like, "Your name's not Peter."
It's just a name.
And he was like, "I know. They don't know that." And I just like died. Like that to me, like I just like died laughing. I had only been around him for maybe 30 minutes. And I just knew from that point on that we were going to have like a blast this weekend because he was already like on it with the jokes, man. He was just like, I was like, I'm going to go tell him a different name than my name. But I couldn't because I was using my debit card, so I couldn't lie. But I was going to. But I just knew, like, oh my God, this weekend's going to be insane.
Because they really would have cared at El Pollo Loco if you gave them a different name from the debit card.
It's not.
Like, oh, yeah, man. Maybe. They're going to know. They're going to know, man. Like, they don't give a shit.
They're going to know.
They get minimum wage. But yeah, it was fun, man.
It was funny.
Best
it was
case
hilarious.
scenario
And then we saw you, and it was so much fun. I had so much fun that it's hard to imagine. Like I look at Twitter and stuff, and it's like everybody's talking about like last night was Kill Tony, and I was like, oh, I want to go down to Kill Tony. Oh wait, it's a big long flight, and I have to find somewhere to stay. I can't just go there anytime I want. I really wish I had teleportation.
Yeah. No, sorry, no teleportation. So how'd the show go, man? Did you do that show, the 13th, right?
Yeah, I did. The show went good. I had felt sick all that day, so like you were talking about Yuck not feeling good and having to turn it on, I kind of had to do that day. I even left work early just to try to lay down and, nap it out. But I don't know, it just felt like shit. And then There wasn't that many people there at the beginning, but it really filled in during the show. Had a little bit of sound trouble during one of the acts, but the mic accidentally got shut off.
No. Yeah, there was
even
mic...
with the mic off, it still kind of comes through.
Okay.
But it just had so much feedback, and then we fixed that. You fixed it by turning it back on, obviously, and
good move.
Yeah. And then the rest of the show went off real well. Made some decent money. Got to pay the comics.
Awesome.
So it was a good show.
Cool, man.
And then I've already got the lineup set for the next show.
Well, send that over and I'll get started on it.
It was on Facebook. You actually liked it. If you just want to take those names off there.
I guess if I liked it already, I might as well. I just sporadically. It's like, oh, there's a thing like Keith
well,
does
it has
that,
all the names on
okay.
it. So
Cool. Yeah, I'll bring that up.
Did you not take a bunch of pictures when we were in LA, Ray?
No, I didn't. Did not. Well, I took pictures of when everybody was gone, when you were at David Seaman's place, and Yuck was going to pick up Dogga, and I stayed behind. I took pictures of the condo, or the place we were staying. And then everything else I took, video, or it was, I just was on Instagram or Vimeo, or not Vimeo, Vine. But I didn't take that many videos. I revined a lot of other people's shit. I don't know. I was just there to have fun. I'm not really big. I'm not very good at taking pictures when I do stuff. I'm more into just letting the experience go.
I'm the same way. I think it's more of a guy thing with the pictures. Because you're in the midst of it happening.
Yeah.
And then you just want to enjoy it while it's happening, and then all of a sudden afterwards you go, I should have taken a picture of that.
I mean, yeah, it's nice. I like other people. I mean, I like pictures. I like, the fact that people took pictures. JR took a bunch of pictures. You took pictures. So it's like, I wish there were more pictures, because I think we were all too busy having fun, which is perfectly fine. But it would have been nice if there were more pictures. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of situations where we couldn't be taking pictures. It's like, we're on the tour in the Comedy Store. We couldn't really take pictures. I mean, we probably could have, but I don't know. It's just a lot of situations where it's like, yeah. Well, he wasn't on the tour with us, but he took a lot of pictures at Kill Tony and stuff.
Oh no, not in the tour. No, yeah.
But I mean, there were certain situations like where, I did take video of JR when he was on stage. But I mean, there was a lot of situations where it's like, there's a lot of people that don't really want to be photographed in certain situations, me being included. So,
you mean while having conversation?
Yeah. I mean, certain things.
You don't like those action conversation shots?
Yeah, exactly. So,
I have a conversation shot with me and Vicky. I didn't even realize that Vicky was having a conversation while we were taking a picture.
But see, that's perfectly fine, because Vicky's a known conversation haver. So. It's not a
Keith,
thing.
Do you have an Instagram and stuff? Do I follow you on there?
No, I don't. You should.
You should.
You have a phone. Because you are you're in the entertainment industry.
What? But I don't even know what Instagram. I thought Instagram's just pictures.
It is.
Well, I don't ever take pictures. Well, I took a trip to Amsterdam and didn't take one picture.
No,
the entire time. I was with other people that took pictures.
You can take pictures just to help promote your show. If you just take pictures or little vines, just do one or two for a show, and you're done. You don't have to worry about it. But just for promotional purposes, being on those, you can help promote your shit, or get somebody else to do it. See if there's somebody that shows up regularly, and just it's a way to promote your shit for free. So.
Yeah, I guess since I don't know about it, I don't know how many people are actually on it, as opposed to just Facebook and Twitter. Because it seems like everyone's Instagram goes directly to one of them.
They do,
the other.
But for me, I don't follow Twitter as much as I used to. I pretty much just I pay more attention to Vine and Instagram. So there's conversations and interactions that go on there that are a lot smaller, just because Twitter's gotten so much bigger. Which is, the feed just constantly going. It's a lot easier to keep up with people and keep up with,
Yeah, if I was smart, I'd make lists and just follow the people that I actually converse with, but I just never do that.
I tried doing the list thing, and it's like there's not an easy way to.
It's slow, and you got to scroll through.
Yeah, it's not
1,000+ people, and
yeah. It's now I just hop on every once in a while and just try and if there's any conversations going on, or if I'm tagged in something, then I'll follow that.
I almost use it just as my news feed. If anything's actually going on, it's probably trending, and then I'll click on that, and it'll give me 80 articles or something on it. No.
Yeah, man.
That's what
how
I do
found
too.
out about the
Definitely.
shooting yesterday.
What shooting?
Me too.
What shooting happened?
There was.
Are you joking?
No.
It was
I have no
DC.
idea.
Some dude shot up like a government building, like killed 13 people.
The Navy
wow.
Yard.
Yeah,
Yesterday? What time yesterday did that happen?
like in the morning.
Yesterday
Oh, wow.
afternoon? Morning, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's in the morning.
I see. I'm one. I don't like cable or anything, but I check Twitter randomly, so I didn't see that. I'm way out of touch with what the fuck is going on in the world most of the time, unless somebody talks about it on a podcast. Like that's usually where I find my current events. What's going on? Like,
And
Rogan.
unless you're listening to that podcast live, this could be very old news.
Yeah, well, I mean, like
Right.
usually it's Rogan is pretty good with current events. So, and I'm pretty good at listening to his shit like shortly after it comes out. So, which the past few episodes, David Show and
That was a good one.
If you like David Show, that episode, you have to watch DVD ASA. It's just like it's that all that like he is such a good storyteller, and he has some fucking crazy stories, and just all the people that are on the show. It's just a really good show. But who was the other one? He had Mac Lethal, who I've wanted to get on this show before, but he's like a rapper, hip hop dude from Kansas City or I think. But he was on there. They didn't really get into.
I need to try and get him on.
Yeah, but I mean he's big, so it's it's not. He was just on Rogan's podcast, but he's always been he's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's a big MMA fan, and he's mentioned Rogan, Dana White, and stuff like that in his raps and stuff. Good. He's had some really good episodes in the past. Since he's done with the show, seems like he's getting back into some good guests. But that's usually where I get my current events. Sadly.
That's like getting your news from the Daily Show and shit like that. That's almost how I used to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's probably compared to like actual news sources, the Daily Show's probably a little bit more accurate or even balanced. I mean they, a little left wing, but I mean that's fine with me. I don't really watch them though. I know it's funny and probably more accurate than
anymore. Jon Stewart makes fun of Obama all the time, so
okay. So yeah, they're
it always
pretty,
goes both ways.
Yeah, they're pretty equal opportunity.
Yeah, if you're being a dick, they'll call you out on it.
Yeah. But I just don't watch. You guys watch Breaking Bad? By chance?
I'm
Keith,
waiting.
You're waiting. Jill, do you watch Breaking Bad?
I just watched the very first episode after I got home from LA.
Okay. Amazing show. It's ending. There's only a few episodes left. Fucking some of the best acting you'll ever see. Some of the best writing you'll ever see. The storylines of these characters over like the whole series, fucking crazy. And every time you're like, I don't know where they can go with this. It's like they go there and 2 miles past it. It's fucking great. So you guys need to fucking watch that shit.
All right.
But yeah, what did you think about the first episode? Did you like it?
I did. I know it sounds silly, but like I watch it and I'm like, I just expect Bryan Cranston to be like really funny. Because to me, he is the dad from Malcolm
in the Middle.
He will change your mind as the show goes on. For sure.
Everyone said that in the beginning, and after the end of season 1, you don't see that dad anymore.
Because he's still teachery in the first season, so because he's still a teacher, he hasn't really broken bad yet or started to break bad. But so he kind of has that kind of tone of being still close to that Malcolm in the Middle, character kind of. So, but he's fucking amazing actor. So is the other dude, Jesse Pinkman, which I don't know
Yeah,
his real
I
name
don't
is.
I
know
love
why I
tater
never know
tots.
that guy's name.
Yeah. What's that, Jill?
I said I love tater tots. Everybody says that he looks like him.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He
Definitely.
does. He does look
Absolutely.
like him.
But yeah, the show's fucking great. I don't know why Keith is waiting, but because you're a season behind, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could just jump on Netflix and catch up with that last one.
Yeah.
And then, but I mean,
You'd have to wait.
it's been a while since I'm almost gonna just watch it from the beginning again.
Yeah, I started to do that. Dude, it's such a good show. I mean, it's worth watching again anyway. But yeah, man, the last I had no idea where they're going with it. No idea. It's like they're way smarter than I am, which is.
But I'm glad that they're ending it.
Oh yeah,
not because I want to see it end, because I don't want it to go the way of so many other shows where they, add that 1 or 2 more seasons and then the story just like Weeds did.
Yeah.
Where Weeds was really good, and then there's only so much you can get that lady into without her entire family dying.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally 100% agree. That's
oh, they got away and no one's in trouble again.
It's like, oh no, now they're in Canada doing it basically the same thing that they've always done. And so yeah, it gets a little bit too crazy. Luckily,
the mom's sluttiness got him in trouble again.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, but guys that did that also did the Orange is the New Black. So.
I know, Genji Cohen. Yeah, I really liked Orange is the New Black, but I heard that Laura Prepon's character is only going to be on 1 episode of the new season.
Who's that, Laura? Is that the main character?
No, that Alex. She's the chick from that 70s show.
She's the redhead from that 70s show.
Yeah.
She's okay, yeah. She's like her
blonde
ex,
in that
her
show.
Her ex,
Alex, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
I mean, it's based on a
so,
true story.
They're gonna wrap her story up soon.
Yeah, that's good. The show definitely reminds me of Weeds. Like, it has that same kind of tone, like serious, but like with a lot of sprinkling of comic relief kind of moments or funny moments, kind of. It's not taken too dark, but definitely a good show. But yeah, Breaking Bad, fucking great. Have you been watching The Ultimate Fighter, the Chicks and Dudes, Keith?
Nope.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good so far. Only 2 episodes, I think, but chicks are laying it down, son. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How is who's looking like the asshole and who's looking like the good guy out of the coaches? Because they always.
It's definitely looking like, from my perspective, Ronda Rousey is the asshole and Misha Tate is the good, like the she's the antagonist or the protagonist, and then Ronda Rousey seems like she just seems whiny and complainy a lot, bitchy, like just very negative about everything, and she seems like her ego. It could just all be editing too. But it just seems like she's like, I am Ronda Rousey. All must bow before me. But it's only like 2 episodes in. I think they had their big first episode and then, whatever, a normal type episode.
Well, imagine how big her ego had to get after.
Oh, yeah. She's like became the most famous almost MMA fighter in the world overnight, and she'd only had one. And
you can't name fight. 2 other girls. The average person can't name 2 other girls that fight.
Yeah,
they'd be like, that last girl she fought, and then, but everyone knows. Not everyone, but a lot of people know who Ronda Rousey is.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, I mean, they did a good job selling that division. It's like they got somebody who's highly marketable, and they pumped the shit out of it and built it up, and now they're getting more people, and the chicks fighting, they're good. I mean, it's not like they're not as exciting as consistently as some of the dudes fighting. I mean, just like stand up usually isn't as crisp when they're fighting, but it's super entertaining. They're super grappling wise are super entertaining to watch, and they they're kicking ass too. But
I don't mind watching girls fighting, but I prefer watching guys fight.
Yeah,
I mean, but
there's some shitty. I mean, guys fighting can be as boring and shitty. So,
but I'm saying the intrigue of guys, because someone probably gonna get knocked out or something like that. As we're in a girls' fight, if it's gonna get ended, it's usually gonna end in a submission and maybe a ground and pound.
Yeah.
But never that one shot. I'm not saying never. I'm sure it's happened plenty of times with girls fighting, but you hardly ever see it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's I mean, it's new. You know, the more female fighters get into the game, you know, and start training, they're going to get better and better, just like, you know, any other division would.
I just think it's going to be hard for the UFC to really add any more divisions for the girls. I mean, there's already so many fights going on right now.
Yeah.
With like the new Fox Sports 1 and everything else going on, like there's fights on Wednesdays, there's fights almost every Saturday. They're gonna have to add like 2 more days, and I think it's kind of flooding the market with so many weight classes and so many fighters.
Yeah, I don't think they're hurting though. Just 'cause
no, they're not hurting.
They spread them out well. You know, it's like a lot of them. Not everybody can afford to watch the pay-per-views or knows how to get the pay-per-views. So, you know, they're getting a lot of people that, you know, wouldn't necessarily have even watched it with the, you know, Fox Sports 1 fights and all that shit. So they're smart, man. They've grown the business so well. So
they're the marketing masters of the universe right now. And
there's going to be a time, there's going to be a card. I would not be surprised if there's like a full female card. It's going to take a while.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but
yeah. I mean, it might take a couple years maybe to get that many good.
But I mean, to me, it's like saying, well, why doesn't there's so many people that like the NBA in the United States. And I mean, proportionately, I'd say more people watch basketball in the U.S. than watch fighting. Nobody watched the WNBA.
Yeah, but that's different though. It's different because watching women fight is way more entertaining than watching women play basketball.
I agree, but I mean, to say to people who aren't real, you know, fight fans or whatever, like, what are they gonna watch? Like, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I'm gonna watch the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not gonna be everybody's gonna be. It's not gonna get the ratings, I'm sure, but eventually there'll be like a you know.
But I'm saying more power to them. I hope that they give great fights going, and I'm not saying I don't like to watch it.
No, they've been good fights so far. I think maybe one fight was kind of maybe not. I think
and on the Ultimate Fighter, that happens all the time where there's, you know, shitty fights.
They're doing a lot of editing to the fights, I've noticed. I don't know if it was. I think it may have been.
They always do that on the first episode.
Yeah, I think I saw it on the second one too, where it's like we're clearly editing parts out of the fight. They don't show a time clock, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a cut and it'll be a different position. So I think they're editing even I think they're having a thing where you go to their website, you can watch the full fight, but even the fight, which if that's what they're doing, I'm not a big fan of. Hopefully I'm wrong and it was just the first episode. But I want to say even the second episode they cut out stuff from the fight just to make it, you know, maybe cut out, you know, boring like lay and pray shit. I don't know. I've only seen the one episode, but you know, I don't know. So you got any fun shows coming up, Jill, that you're gonna go see?
Sorry, I took my headphones out for a minute. The baby was crying. Sorry.
Sure. Baby's crying.
Well, you guys talk MMA and I go.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw you falling asleep and I was like, we need to get Jill back in the conversation. So, are there any shows coming up that you're excited to see up in Washingtonian?
Yeah, well, not in Washington, but I am going down to Portland next weekend. Not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that. I'm going down to see my Uncle Joey. We go down to see Joey Diaz.
Nice.
And Lee. I think Lee's coming with him, actually. The Flying Jew will be here.
Awesome.
And after that, I actually don't have like any shows at all planned for. That's like my last show planned
now
in the foreseeable future.
since you see a lot of comics, you go see a lot of stand up, especially recently, and you've seen guys like you've seen Rogan a bunch of times in the past year. What does it feel like when you go see a comedy show? Like, are you getting tired of it? Is it like as still like the same experience as when you see them? Because you're seeing a lot of the same jokes, probably just slightly different. What's the
it's a lot different, like seeing Rogan.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've seen Rogan the most in the past year. I've seen oh God. I've seen Red Band twice. I've seen Rogan 4 times. I've seen Tom Segura twice. I've seen twice. I've seen everybody. I've seen a lot of shows in the last year. And it's still a lot of fun. I think Rogan, because I've seen him so many times, like I think all of his jokes are funny. Well, I mean, no, I guess not always. Not always do I think they're funny, but it does have a certain it just does get a little bit tiring, I guess, just because I know the jokes and I know what he's going to say and I know what's coming up next. And so I guess to some people I might seem like bitchy because I sit there and I'm not like, everybody's like cracking up and they're like laughing really, really hard because it's probably their first time seeing him and they haven't heard all of these jokes before. But like for me, I've heard all of them before. And so I still laugh. I just don't laugh nearly as hard. And I probably look like stuck up or something because I'm a lot quieter than most people. But seeing everybody else, I mean, it's still really fun and interesting and getting to meet everybody. And I have friends everywhere I go, so I get to see them too.
Yeah.
So it definitely, I do see I see the shine on it wearing off, you know what I mean? Whereas like to me, like going to a lot of these comedy shows now is more less for my own entertainment and more for my own personal, not gain, but like for the calendar and everything.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit different, but I like it because I get to sit down and talk to the comedians that I like and I get to see a different side of them. I mean, like, I think, well, like my favorite part of the LA trip, I would have to say, like sitting down with Tony because I had never seen him before. And like Saturday night, I got to talk to him before I had ever seen a stand up. So that was really cool to me, just like talk to him before seeing his show. And then I got to talk to him afterwards. And he's like I told him Monday, I was probably really fucking drunk, but I told him that he has an amazing soul because he's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
I was standing there when you told him that. It was
I know.
I bet the look on his face right when she said that was like,
she must have had a great conversation earlier.
No, I did not
Jill
have
didn't any conversations. She just talked to people.
No, I did not have any conversations while I was in LA. Yeah. But I no, but he really is like.
You have
really
a
nice.
great soul, Tony. Do you also know Tony? Tony, listen to me, Tony.
Feel your aura,
Mr. H plus inch, Cliff plus E. You look like somebody I know from Ohio, Mr. Spurlock
right.
1.
No, but like I really like being able to meet them and talk to them on a personal level.
That was
versus just like
it was really cool being able to hang out with everybody and meet everybody in like that, meeting them in that way rather than like, because all the shows I've gone to, I don't wait I'm not a big line waiter or picture taker guy. So I haven't met Rogan or, a lot of the only comics I've met have been, before a show, after a show, just meeting them or being introduced to them in normal conversation. But so, and I enjoy meeting people that way rather than, in, I don't know, like a line picture situation. I don't know. I'm just not a big guy for it anyway. So it was really cool to meet
See, I
all
don't
those
do
guys.
that anymore either.
Yeah.
Like the first time I saw Rogan, like the first comedy show, the first Deathsquad show I went to was Duncan Trussell, and his is definitely not a line. It's just more of just like everybody stands around and talks to everybody.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. And the first line I stood in was for Rogan, and then now I don't do that anymore. And I don't take pictures. Who was it? Ray, do you remember who was it that asked me why I don't take pictures anymore?
No, I don't. Well, you took a picture with
remember
Tony Hinchcliffe like on Saturday. So.
But I mean, they asked me why I don't stand
know.
in line and take pictures with anybody anymore.
I don't know. Where were we at when you got asked that? I don't really remember.
Fucking if I know.
Was that?
You guys were probably having conversations.
Was that at like the Comedy Store or something like that?
I feel like it was.
Or the Ice House.
Yeah. No, it was at Ice House. I think it was at Ice House. It might have been Roy Dizzle. He might have asked me.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Somebody asked me why I don't do that anymore, but I just don't. I don't stand in line anymore.
It gets, I mean, after a while,
I don't like
it's like,
it either. It's really impersonal.
Well, and it's like after a while, I mean, I understand the people that do enjoy it. I don't want to sound like, everybody that does wait in line and wants to meet them. I understand why people want to do that. It's just that's not something I do. But I can imagine it getting kind of weird after a while, especially since you see them so much. It would almost seem like you're kind of stalking them. If every time you see them, they're always you have like the highest collection of pictures with them. I don't know. That would just seem kind of weird.
Right.
After a while. It's like, okay, we get it.
That's exactly why I don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have pictures with Rogan from the first 2 times I saw him.
Yeah.
And I have pictures, but my pictures with everybody else, like I have pictures with Tommy from when I saw him in Seattle the first time when him and Christina came, and then but the pictures I took the second time, like I only take my own pictures now. Yeah. Basically is what it is. Like I won't wait in line, and I don't have, like, Rogan has a person now who takes all his pictures for him to make the line go fast.
Yeah.
I only take pictures if I'm actually like in a conversation. So if like Keith and I were standing outside, the Comedy Store, and he had done a set, and then I'd be like, let's take a picture, and I'd hold my phone up and take our own picture. Whereas like I feel like that's way more personal, and I feel like that's not as nearly as stalkery.
Yeah.
Than waiting in line every time you see somebody to go take pictures. Like I didn't take pictures with Red Band this time. I did get but JR took it when he was walking around taking pictures, but I didn't take pictures with Red Band or Sarah Tiana or anybody like that either. So
yeah, I mean, we're busy having fun. It wasn't like it wasn't like there was the time or like okay, now let's take pictures. Like, no, it was just we were having fun. It's like it was more, hey, let's now go on a tour of the Comedy Store. It's like, all right, let's do that. I'm down for that.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We got to hear Yuck and Dogga came out with a song on iTunes. We got to listen to that on our way.
I bought it. I copied your Instagram idea, and I also Instagrammed my listening to it. You should play it.
I'm going to. I'll play it. I can play it. I can play it now, I guess.
I'll
play some of it. I'll just play it I'll play it after. I'll just edit it in. But yeah, people go. It's $1 on iTunes. Get in the corner, or search Dogga Baby Yuck Nasty on iTunes.
No, you have to. I couldn't do it that way.
They added in the Diseasy line, Keith.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a good song. It's fucking. I was listening to it. I got it before work, and I was listening to it all day at work yesterday. Fucking Yuck, man. Both those guys. Good shit, son. But yeah, man. It's like them on their show is not that much different from them in real life. Like, it's slightly turned up on the show, I mean, clearly, but not that much. Like, there's a lot of that. That's just how they are when they're together. That's them.
Right?
Fucking crazy. And they refer to each other because they've been friends forever, and that's like their nicknames for each other from back in the day. So they refer to each other as Dogs and Yuck. So it's like that made it way less confusing as well. Instead of
Well, I
having
know,
to remember
and
people's
that's
actual
confusing
names.
to me because I don't always refer to them as Dogs and Yuck. I refer to them as they are actual real people. They do have actual real people names.
Yeah.
Um,
I never referred to them ever. I don't think I've ever called them by their actual name. But I don't know. That's just how I roll. Everybody calls me by my Twitter handle. So I'll do
at
the
Ray
same
Taylor.
thing,
We
yeah.
called him.
It's
Keith,
at
you
Ray
should have heard
Taylor
it. I
all
don't
week.
know why that caught on so well, but all weekend we'd just yell at Ray Taylor.
I think it was because we had mentioned that we just call people by their Twitter names, and then my Twitter name just happens to be my real name, so they just added the
I always wondered
all week. I was at Ray
why
Taylor.
there's not a number 1 on the end of Keith Spurlock's name. His real name is not Keith Spurlock 1. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some asshole that doesn't use Twitter decided to take that name, and I'll never get it.
Happened to that's just a curse of my co-host. Justin has Justin King 1 for the same reason.
I always thought that was weird.
There's probably a lot more Justin Kings out there.
Yeah, I think it's a professional hockey player that has the real one, if I'm not mistaken, but still. There's a lot of Ray Taylors. I just happened to get on Twitter early as fuck. I probably could have gotten at Ray if I'd thought about it, but whatever.
Right.
I was like, I'll just give my name.
I like it. Well, mine's my name too.
That's
I
true.
like Keith's face when I did that.
My name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not my it is a surprise to some people, but it's not that Jill Himitsu is not my real name. My last name is not really Himitsu.
Yeah. It's Batman.
But
Jill Batman.
it's Batman.
Jill Chalupa Batman.
Sorry, I forgot the most important part of the last name, Chalupa.
Quit calling out my full name.
Oh yeah.
I don't appreciate it, Keith.
Don't Google
what are you
Jill
gonna come to
Chalupa Batman. Yeah.
I'm going to come to Ohio, and next time I go to Indiana, I'm just going to make a little trek over to Ohio, and I'm going to Jill Chalupa Batman your ass.
You're fucked, man. You're fucked. You're so screwed, man.
Hey, I've already had Matt Brown, UFC welterweight, top 10 ranked fighter, threaten to kick my ass, and he lives in Ohio. So
Did he really?
On our podcast.
He threatened to kick your ass, though, on our podcast?
Yeah, remember? I kept hounding him to ask who he wanted to fight next, and then he said you.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
I was like, oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, you can find me.
The awesome thing is, you guys are close to each other, so that is way high more likely than him kicking my ass.
Yes.
How far are you from Dogs and Yuck, Keith?
10 hours.
So that's like from you to me, kind of. It's like a 10-hour drive. Jill?
What?
Well, maybe it's probably a little bit more than that. That's almost like from...
What is?
Keith to Dog and Yuck is like the distance between you and I? About?
No.
No?
It's from me to you. How far are you from LA? Like 3 hours?
2.5 hours. But
2.5. Okay, so we'll say 2 hours. It's 18 hours for me from here to LA, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. And from me to
Northern
Edie
California.
is about 10 hours.
Okay.
It might be more than that. I was just spitballing, but I mean...
not very close.
No, I mean, Chicago's 5 hours away from me, and Green Bay's not really that close to Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago's only, yeah.
It's kind
Chicago's 5 hours from where I'm from, but I guess it really depends on traffic, because it could be 3 hours on a good day, I guess.
Yeah, no, a good day, it's about 5 hours.
Okay.
Chicago traffic's so awesome anyway.
LA
it's no LA, but...
Yeah. Fucking, I'm glad
Chicago's awesome. I might have to make a trip out to Chicago just because I have some girlfriends of mine out there. I wouldn't mind going out to Chicago.
Chicago's not that bad.
I'd have to call
trip.
all my Ohio.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've been to Chicago a bunch, but it's not horrible. But I mean, 5 hours in the car still sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. not the most fun. But did you go when Yuck went out there and Izzy? Everybody went to Chicago.
No.
You didn't go to that? Okay.
I haven't seen any of those guys in a while.
Have you met Yuck? Have you met Yuck?
No.
No? Okay.
I haven't met Yuck, but I mean, I met Izzy and Jason and Drew and Joe Jorangatang, or formerly Joe Rangatang.
Joey Tuco or whatever.
Yeah, Joe and his brother, and like I met all those guys at the original meetup, and then I met, some of them a couple times more. Some of those guys have came to my shows, but none of them have been able to make it in a while. I just saw one of the guys, B-Hop from the Terrible Cast, just went to my show the 13th.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
His brother lives around here, so he comes up and visits from Columbus, and then they just go to my show.
Not bad. And is Wes doing the show regular? I know I saw his name somewhere
Wes
on there.
will be on the next show.
Maybe I did see that list. That's why I saw it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Wes will be on the next show. Next show's real good lineup. October 4th.
Nice. Sweet, man. That is coming up, man. This fucking
See, that's when the LA podcast is, and I really wanted to go out because friggin' they're doing LA Podfest, they're doing Christina, and then they're doing a live taping of Pointless.
That's cool.
Really want to go.
Well, there's big metal ships that fly through the sky that can deliver you to LA Podfest for the right amount of money.
Exactly, for the right amount of money.
Yeah. Well, eventually Inspired Disorder is going to take off and we'll get a jet that everybody can use.
Oh my god, I can't fucking wait.
Everywhere. Just give it a few decades, I'm sure. Get there some point, hopefully. Just need to sell a few more shirts. Buy some fucking shirts, and then I'll get a jet.
You need to buy a sweatshop, start having those shirts kicked out for pennies on the dollar, and then selling them super cheap.
Well,
maybe
I'll see if JR can set that up. He can
bootleg some stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. JR's close to the border down in Arizona, right? So he
probably, so he could probably set up a nice little sweatshop, start making these shirts on a higher scale without any down payment of money sort.
Because I mean, your version of taking off, like, boy, you better start getting some David Cho art money or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
because even podcasting, Red Band ain't got his own jet, and Deathsquad seems like a decent sized.
Yeah. Well, I wonder. I'd be curious to know what. I don't know. That's right.
How do you even make money? I guess you make money through
selling shit, advertising.
And
yeah. I mean, a lot of what we've done in the past is like affiliate stuff. Like go to the website, click on the banner, which that stuff, it's fucking impossible to get people to. That's a lot of work for people to do that shit. If you can get numbers, you can get ads, and then they just pay you to have their shit on there. Without, or like with coupon codes, they'll kind of do a similar affiliate type of thing. So there's ways you can do it with advertising, you can do it with merch, you can do live shows, you can do bonus episodes like, your mom's house has been doing, where you sell, a bonus episode for a couple bucks in iTunes. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can do. If you're promoting something else, like, promoting your comedy, they're kind of they're using their podcast as a way to market their shows. So there's ways you can do it, not necessarily directly, but it's, the more people do it, the more advertisers want to spend in this field, the more opportunities there'll be. Just have to have good numbers, which, just takes time. Getting there.
Right.
Constantly, I mean, numbers are always going up, so it's not like...
Yeah, as long as we're not in the decline yet.
Yet. No. I mean, summertime, I haven't looked at the numbers for a while, but I would assume summertime probably fluctuates quite a bit. And then closer to winter.
Right.
People subscribe, so they automatically get the download.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can fucking watch, too. It's like I haven't used iTunes in forever for podcasts. I use Stitcher primarily for everything. So, or I watch the show on Vimeo. So I don't even use iTunes.
I'm about tired of iTunes. Just to be honest, if they ask me to upgrade one more time.
Yeah, I haven't used it. It's gotten more
like it's
repeat.
every
You know that like
30
the
days.
new iOS comes out tomorrow, Keith.
Yeah, but the phones are fine. I have no problem with my phone, but iTunes in general is not software that
I don't use an iPhone,
well.
so I don't care.
Yeah. But
that shit,
Stitcher, Vimeo, that's how I listen to shit. This show, I mean, YouTube, Vimeo, Stitcher, iTunes, RSS, and SoundCloud. SoundCloud, a lot of people are on that, and you can listen to it through their app. So there's a lot of ways people can check out the show. But, you know, we're getting there. Starting to sell some shirts and shit. Got those prints.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
got my shirt in.
Huh?
Said I got my shirt.
Yeah.
I wore it on stage.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Do you have a picture of you wearing it on stage?
I do not.
Oh, well, if you see somebody...
Instagram is for...
Yeah.
I know, but how am I going to take a picture of myself on stage?
Have somebody take a picture and then send it to you.
You just have somebody take a picture?
I realize there's stuff that I overlook, but I mean, granted, I'm still trying to run this thing by myself and make sure everything's
once
going
you get
on.
Comfortable doing the other stuff, then you can start looking into other ways to promote it. And, you know, if there's somebody in the audience that you know, just like, hey, could you snap some pictures and send them to me afterwards, and then you could post them or have them post them and you retweet it or whatever. But, you know, the more eyeballs you get, like, oh, this is a thing, this is what's going on, then, oh, next month I should check that out. You know,
yep.
The more you get the fucking thing out there, the more people know about it. So
I think
that's how marketing works.
You need an Instagram account and a Vine account.
Ah, fuck.
Have your girlfriend run it. Just like, hey, babe.
Yeah.
Can you run this shit for me?
Yeah.
This is my career.
Yeah, but she's enjoying my shows too, so she's usually talking.
Yeah, but she's heard your bullshit. She's not laughing at your jokes anymore, Keith. Let's be honest.
Oh, why? After I've heard it, I'm not even laughing at my jokes anymore.
Well, I
gotta write some new shit.
Yeah, well, you know that too, but she should give her something to do.
Running this show, it's weird. Like, I feel like I'm doing a lot of work on comedy, but in reality, I'm just lining comedians up, making sure everything, promoting, and then, you know, I do all this shit, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck, I didn't even work on any of my shit.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where you need to start panning. You start giving other people shit to do. You know,
I know. I was looking for someone to take over of kind of what I did before, just a second person. But I'm the only person in a 30,000 person town that does comedy.
Yeah.
Besides my other buddy who dropped out of the show.
Yeah.
There's two of us, and one doesn't do the show at that bar anymore.
Well, maybe something will come up. Who knows?
Comedy's strong around here, I guess.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. We're coming up on the 2 hours. So let's wrap this shit up.
And my kid's yelling at me.
Your kid's yelling at you. So, Jill, where can everybody find everything that you do?
Jesus. Anywhere.
Jesus.
You can always find me on the Inspired Disorder Collective. You can find links to hashtag shows on there as well. You can find the calendar on hashtagshows.com, or you can click on the calendar link through Deathsquad TV, as always. You can find me on Twitter at Jill Himitsu or at hashtag shows, and also on Facebook and Instagram, Vine, and any other social media platform that you can imagine, including stupid shit like Foursquare, at Jill Himitsu.
Nice. Keith.
I'm here.
Where can people find you online, sir?
Back here. I'm usually online in my back room.
You can find Keith in his sunroom in Ohio at Keith Spurlock 1.
On Twitter.
Not
I'm
Instagram,
on Facebook.
Not on
Not
Vine.
Instagram, not on Vine.
Yes.
And,
go to Comedy at the Q Facebook page, like that. Go friend up Keith on Facebook. Put very inappropriate things on his timeline.
Please do.
Oh, we should.
If you are a fan of Keith or go to his shows often and would like to help him out with the Instagram or just taking pictures aspect of it, hit up Keith ASAP, as soon as possible, aka do it now. And you can find me at Ray Taylor on Twitter, at Inspired Disorder, at IDC_updates. I'm the Inspired Disorder Collective iTunes feed, which has been pretty much dead. Not dead, but it's been pretty much, I haven't really paid any attention to it, updating it or trying to fix it because it's always had problems. I figured out a way. It's going to be relaunched. The Inspired Disorder Collective feed. In addition, there's going to be some sub networks because there's so many podcasts. There's going to be the main feed where it's going to have a sampling of the newest episodes from each of the shows, and then there'll be sub feeds where you can get just groups of different episode or different shows, and that's going to have a few more episodes for each show bundled in. And then, as always, InspiredDisorderCollective.com, where you can find all the group pages for all the different shows and forums and blogs and all that shit. Keith, I want to start setting up comedians on Inspired Disorder Collective, like feature their profile pages, like I do with the artists and stuff on the top toolbar. So anybody that's on your show that wants to sign up, and then I'll have yours up there. Any other comedians that are listening to this that sign up to Inspired Disorder Collective, let me know, and I will add your particular page. And on your page, you can post up whatever, if you have YouTube videos or if you have jokes that you have just in recorded form, audio form, you can post those, pictures, all that kind of shit, to start help promoting artists and shit, like comedians on the site. So
hey, we're artists too.
I know, but that specific type of art form, going to start doing more work to promote that on Inspired Disorder Collective. So those are the two things. The iTunes feed is coming back with a lot of new additions. I'm almost done figuring all the details out with that. And then comedians featured on Inspired Disorder Collective. So check both those out. Also, go buy my shirt. The Inspired Disorder shirt. You aren't smart for the heat fire because she's powered. Okay? Just do it. Go to InspiredDisorder.com. Buy the shirt. Save 10% if you want. Use coupon code INSPIRED. And buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt.
Right.
Prints are going to be up. There's only 16 were made. Each one's going to be signed and numbered. And those will be up for sale very soon as well. And I'm selling all my shit. I have to redo my site kind of, but everything's going to be sold through either Gumroad or Etsy or both at the same time. So you can search Inspired Disorder on Etsy if you prefer to go through there, or if you want just a simple whatever, go to InspiredDisorder.com or click on any of the links that get posted on Facebook or Twitter. Just buy the shirt. That's how we make money here.
Right?
That's how we make our money.
Show some love to our LA family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Big ups to our all the crazy fuckers that we met in LA, and to our roommates, Dogga, Eddie B, and Edie B, and Yuck, and Jill.
Yep.
Fucking amazing week. It was by far the most fun I've had in probably either a long time or ever. Like, that was the most consistently and hardest I've ever laughed for that amount of time in my entire life, probably.
I think me too, definitely.
And some of that was due to the great conversations, and other parts were due to just hanging out with a bunch of extremely funny motherfuckers. So check out all that shit. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but it doesn't matter. So everybody, thanks for listening. Peace out. Oh yeah, we're going to start doing shows on Tuesdays instead of Sundays for now.
Football season.
Football!
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Inspired Disorder podcast. Embedded signals within this podcast have reprogrammed your natural thinking patterns. Side effects may include lack of inhibitions, erectile dysfunction, anal leakage, transcendental communication with beings from 4 of the 7 primary dimensions. In the event of a tear in space-time, please keep your hands down and feet together. Any loss of life or limbs due to interdimensional travel is not the responsibility of this podcast.